Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial. I have a file here that discusses about deadlocks. So let's start. Deadlocks. Computer resources are full of resources that only be used by one process at a time. And unpredictable results can occur if two or more processes use the same resources at the same time. OS controls this problem by arbitrating resources requests. OS grant exclusive access and manage access to system resources. And by allowing processes to have exclusive access to resources, problems may occur. The starvation and the deadlocks. Now for the deadlocks, for example, this is the operating system and you have the user, the OS, the kernel and device drivers, the interface, and the programs. Deadlocks. Deadlock can occur if two or more processes are competing for two or more common resources. Deadlock causes all processes involved in the deadlock to become permanently blocked. Each process is waiting on resources owned by the processes that also deadlock. Deadlock may be difficult to detect, often timing sensitive, and what to do about deadlocks. Understand them, model them, develop ways to detect them, and develop ways to avoid them. Resources. Deadlocks occur when processes have been granted exclusive access to resources. Resources include sepamors, device, and files. Resources come into two types. Preemptive resources are resources that can be taken away from processes without any ill effects. Example is memory. Non-preemptive resources are resources that can be not taken safely away from processes. Example is printer. Deadlocks generally involve non-preemptive resources. Deadlocks can be easily fixed with preemptive resources. Take resources away from one or more deadlocks processes. Using resources. Access to resources should follow the model presented when we discuss critical sections. Request the resource, use the resource, release the resource. If a resource is not available when requested, the requesting process should block. It is often difficult to develop a program that can continue if needed resources are not available. This model relies on well-behaved processes. What happens if a process does not release resources? Timeout. Conditions for deadlock. A set of processes is deadlocked if each process is a set is waiting for an event that only another process in the set can cause. Conditions for deadlock. Mutual exclusion condition. Each resources is either currently assigned to exactly one process or is available. Hold and wait condition. Process currently holding resources granted earlier can request new resources. No preemption condition. Resources previously granted cannot be forcibly taken away from a process. And circulation wait condition. There must be a circulation chain of two or more processes where each is waiting for resources held by the next member of the chain. Deadlock modeling. Deadlocks can be modeled by creating simple graphs. The circles and processes, the square and processes, each represent resources requests or resources being held by processes. So process A holds resources B, and process C requests resource D, and it's called deadlocks. Deadlock modeling. Draw all resources and processes. All ages and resource requests and release are requested. Check for a cycle in the graph to detect deadlock. So process A requests R and S, release R and S. Process B requests R, S and T, and release S and T. And process C requests T and R and release T and R. So here, A requests R, B requests S, C requests T, and A requests S, B requests T, C requests R. Therefore, deadlock. How to deal with deadlocks? One way to prevent deadlock is to prevent resources requests from being granted that may lead to potential deadlock. Resources graphs are useful for seeing if a set of resource requests may lead to deadlock. Graphs are based on a particular ordering. Not all orderings of the same request may lead to deadlock, and need ways to deal with deadlock. Just ignore the problem altogether, detect a deadlock and recover from the deadlock once detected, avoid deadlocks by carefully allocated resources, and prevent deadlocks by structuring negating one of the four necessary deadlocks conditions. The ostrich algorithm. Do nothing to prevent deadlocks. Good when deadlocks are rare. Do not want to pay penalties for implementing expensive deadlock avoidance or protection mechanism if deadlocks are rare. The ostrich algorithm may be appropriate for non-safely critical systems, should still make an effort to communicate the possibility of deadlocks to customers and users. Deadlock detection and recovery. System does not attempt to prevent deadlocks. System instead is capable of detecting deadlocks and if found, can recover from the deadlock. Have to answer the questions. Is the system deadlock? If so, what processes are involved in the deadlock? Detection can be handled by keeping up to date resources allocation, graph and check for cycles in this graph. Many graph cycle detection algorithms exist. The cycle detection approach works well when all resources are of the same type. Thus, does not scale to handle multiple resources types. This is for deadlock detection single resource type. Deadlock detection in multiple resource types. Need two vectors and two matrices. E resource request vector, A resource available vector, C current allocation matrix, and R request matrix. Invariant. Every one resource must either be allocated or available. Deadlock detection algorithm works by interactively updating the matrices and vectors to detect if a deadlock occurs. Algorithm starts by initializing all processes to be unmarked. The algorithm process may die marking processes that are able to obtain all of their resources, and any unmarked processes renaming when the algorithm terminates are deadlock. Deadlock detection algorithm in multiple resources. In algorithm, look for an unmarked process or processes. Pi, for which is I, row of R is less than A. If such processes is found, add the ith row of C to A, mark the processes and go back to the previous step. If no such processes exist, the algorithm terminates. Deadlock detection algorithm in multiple resources. So this is the algorithm of deadlock and multiple resources. For example, if process 3 can run R3 and mark processes 3. Same as here. Example, processes 1 or process 1 can run R1 and mark or A mark processes 1. All processes have been marked. All resources or resource requests have been granted. No deadlock. Deadlock detection algorithm in multiple resources. So this is the continuation of the previous we discussed. So recovering from deadlock. Recovery through preemption. In some cases, it might be possible to take a resource away from its current owner. May break deadlock by selecting one or more resources held by a subset of processes participating in the deadlock. Since most resources are not preemptible, it may be difficult to impossible implement this solution. Recovery through rollback. Have processes take period checkpoints. Checking points involve saving a process's state, perhaps in a file. If a deadlock is detected, the OS can roll back the state of one or more of the deadlock processes, and less is commonly used in the database technology. That's the end of this video tutorial. Thank you.